And action.
Hi, yay! We're so excited that you guys are here to celebrate this great show and raise money for an even better cause. Tonight, we're raising money for AS4. AS4 amplifies art and artists that work to end the stigma against abortion. We work at the intersection of art and social justice. You can find out more about us at as4.org, but don't do that right now. We're here to have fun right now. It is such an important time to be doing this work. I'm sure you guys have heard just this week, the governor of Arkansas signed a total abortion ban into law. Of course, that ban is being challenged in state court, but their goal is to get it up to the Supreme Court. And, you know, we know what those guys are like. So we're at like a really critical time for this issue, but we're also in the middle of this pandemic. And I have been quarantining alone, and I'm really excited just to talk to people and also check in with one of our favorite fake families and laugh and have a good time. So the cast is going to come on, and I just ask that whenever they make you laugh or go awe or give you a juicy piece of gossip, you're going to give us a little bit of money. That's how this is going to work tonight. Okay. There are so many fun ways to donate. There are these really fun polls up on Tiltify, and you can vote in them for as little as $1. You can buy some really amazing, cool rewards from signed scripts, t-shirts, and all kinds of stuff from the show, which is really cool. That's also up on Tiltify under rewards. Or you can just hit that donate button on Tiltify and make a donation. If we reach $7,500, Kate Miccucci is going to sing Dope Bite live, which I'm really looking forward to. So hit that donate button. If we hit $10,000, we're all going to stop what we're doing and take a shot of thanks to you all. And here's the thing. The earlier in the night we take these shots, the drunker the cast get, the more behind the scenes secrets we get. So you guys are going to want to hit that donate button and make those shots happen. If we hit $12,500, we're going to add Trace Garcia, who played Little Jimmy, to our live stream. He is standing by and waiting for you guys to bring him in. At other milestones, we're going to do more shots. I've been told that if we hit $15,000, something with pantyhose is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I want to see it. So hit that donate button. We're going to have so much fun. First, I want to bring on screen the creator of not only this show, Raising Hope, but also My Name is Earl, Yes Dear, and the guest book, Greg Garcia. Hi.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
I'm so excited to talk to you just like as a writer. So we might just have to like shut this event down and have a masterclass because you have written some like super iconic shows. So the first question that I have is, how did you come up with the idea for this show? And is your family crazy?
Well, yeah, absolutely. My family is crazy. There's no question about that. This show, My Name is Earl, it just got canceled pretty quickly, or not quickly, but like we weren't expecting it. Suddenly. And so I had a little bit of rage in my gut about that. And pretty much everything I've ever created that worked out started with a little bit of rage to get me going.
Oh, we have that in common. Mine is spite.
There you go, spite. They're all cousins, spite, yeah. Rage. So I had this idea that was kind of like, wasn't fully fleshed out. I thought maybe it was going to be a movie, but it was just basically this setup where this guy in his low 20s had a one-night stand, and it ends up being a serial killer, and she gets the death penalty, and he gets stuck with the baby trying to raise it. And I didn't really know where it would go, but I had this idea. So I went over to this guy, Kevin Riley, who was running Fox. He was the same guy that picked up My Name is Earl, but then he got fired by NBC, and then he got a job at Fox. So he was as angry as I was. So I went in there and I just basically pitched exactly what I just pitched you. That was the length of the pitch. It was pretty much it. And he said, great, let's shoot a pilot. And I was like, wait, don't you want me to write a script first? And he goes, no, you'll write a good script. Let's just shoot a pilot. So yeah, then I was like, oh shit, I got to go write this script to see if it's any good. But yeah, and then we shot the pilot twice. We made some changes each time, and it worked out great. And as you'll see, as they get introduced, I got blessed with an amazing cast because you can't do much without them.
Well, that was actually one of my questions. What is the secret to putting together a great cast?
Oh, I mean, luck. I mean, I talked to Martha about something previously. We had talked on the phone briefly. I didn't really know her, and then but we knew each other through other people. So I got on the phone with her on this, and we talked about like, will she play a grandmother? She's very young to play a grandmother, but that's kind of the joke. And we had a great conversation about it, and it worked out. Lucas was somebody that he was in Chicago at the time when he was auditioning, and I just saw him on tape and loved what he did with it. And then we flew him out to LA to do the finishing stuff. Garret, again, somebody that I'd seen on dramas. I wasn't real aware of him as a comedy guy, although he had done comedy in the past, and then just blown away by what he did. And Shannon was not in the first time we shot the pilot. And then I showed her the second version of it, and convinced her to go ahead and sign on for the second version. So that was actually good that we had shot a version so she could kind of see like what was in my head, because sometimes it's hard to show people what you're thinking, the tone, what it's going to look like, what have you. So that kind of worked out. So that was the main. And then Cloris Leachman, who I just reached out to. It was one line. It wasn't even a line in the pilot. She just made a sound. I think she was like eating pickles in a brawl. That was it. And she thought it was a hoot. She just called and said she'll do it. And I said, oh, well, if it's you, I'll give you more lines. She goes, no, don't. It's funny the way it is.
That's so great. Let's bring all those folks out. We have them here. How exciting. Martha Plimpton, who played Virginia Chance, Garret Dillahunt, who played Bert Chance, Lucas Neff, Jimmy Chance, Shannon Woodward, Sabrina Collins, and Baylie and Rylie Cregut, who played Hope Chance, are all here. Yay! So exciting to see you guys.
Hi!
Hello!
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Is this the first time everybody's been in the same Zoom in a while?
Yes, I think so. And the girls, how are you? You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
How's it going?
Good.
How's
You
it
guys look
going,
so
everybody? How tall are you now?
5'1".
Nice.
So you're a foot taller than me?
Yeah.
And I guess we lost Garret, but maybe he'll be back.
Yeah, because Garret is on set shooting a big shoot 'em up movie. Yeah, that's what he says anyway. Shooting a big shoot 'em up movie for Michael Bay, and there he is.
There he is.
Garret. It's connecting to audio.
There he is.
Unmute yourself, Garret.
Oh.
Okay,
You're muted, Garret. You're muted.
There it is. There it is. Hey, Lucas.
Hey, buddy.
All right.
I don't know how long I have, but I got a minute.
All right.
Where's
well,
everybody?
First question
You
for
just
the
pop
family. How do you guys think it would go if this family had to quarantine together?
Oh my gosh.
I think they do
my
pretty
goodness.
good. I'll just answer real quick and then you guys weigh in, but I think they do pretty good. I mean, this is a family that would entertain themselves. They get in a back rub chain. They'll like play their own games with a balloon in the living room. I think, speaking from me, I've been quarantined with my family and we've done all kinds of crazy stuff and different things to entertain ourselves. I personally think the Chance family would be just fine.
I think so too. Especially since, Virginia would have hoarded enough stuff for them to live for, at least a couple of years under quarantine. At least.
A bunch of people tweeted this at me when this first started, because I think there was a prepping episode, but people were like, the Chances would have had a toilet paper racket going at the beginning.
Yes.
So I can't take credit
Definitely.
for it, but people were tweeting that, and I was like, this is true, I think. It would have made a killing.
And I think we showed that germs don't really affect them either because they've been living in that dirty house for so long. So I don't even know how worried they'd be. They might just be running around town, taking advantage of no traffic and stuff also. So I'm not sure how they'd feel about that.
Garret, where are you right now?
I'm in I'm in Boyle Heights.
Ah,
Hey,
what
Baylie.
are you-
Hey, Rylie. Just saying hi. Look at you. Oh man,
I
you don't remember
know.
us?
They're like, who are you people?
We miss you so much.
We miss you so much. But Garret, where are you? What are you doing? You're muted.
No.
This is the most hilarious thing in the entire world. Garret, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Stop it. How's that?
That's good.
Gosh, you guys. I'm downtown LA. I'm downtown LA. I thought I'd be done by now. Still not, so I might be popping in and out, but it's so good to see you all.
You're shooting a movie. You're literally in the middle of shooting a movie and joining us. And I'm so amazed by that. And it's so fucking cool of you.
I'm in costume. It's such a bad thing I'm doing.
I know you're not supposed to, but it's really, I'm so grateful. It's so cool.
It's great.
I have an audience question from Kyle. Kyle says, as a high school teacher, I've used the Burt Bucks episode to teach hyperinflation. What other lessons do you think Raising Hope could be used to teach?
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
Well, I mentioned the germ episode, hygiene for sure. I think hygiene would be good. Sex education, I think, would be good. Not to perhaps, get yourself into, although we wouldn't have a series if he used protection. So I'm conflicted on that, but I do think that's a message they could learn.
Yeah, that would be very good.
I think we learned a lot. We learned a lot about, grocery stores and how they function inside out,
Oh, that's good.
Like hot behind the scenes action that happened down at the shop, I think everybody would have a lot to demonstrate.
Mm-hmm.
Did we already talk about the germs? We did, didn't we?
Yeah. Hey, should we hit our milestone? Should we do a shot? Garret can't do it because he's working, but let's do it, guys.
Yeah, we passed the $10,000 milestone. I'm going to take a shot with you guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, good.
Cheers. Bottoms up.
Go.
Baylie, Rylie, if you take a shot, I will call the police.
Woo, cheers. Oh.
Man. A question that I have as well, but from the audience, Fester wants to know, how many takes got ruined, or what took the most takes due to uncontrollable laughter? I imagine it was quite difficult.
Wait a minute. I know. First, I don't know. I know the night that I ruined, that I made go on for like 17 more hours, because it was in the episode. I can't remember which episode. I got a line on my teeth, but it was we used, Garret had to come in and say a line with the name Heidi in it. And Heidi is my best friend's name. Like since 11, like we're 11 years old. And which episode was that, Greg? Wait, it was early. It was in the first season. No, but
you don't remember the Heidi episode?
But do you remember, Garret? What?
No, I don't remember which episode that was.
When you came in, you had to come into the house.
It was like a little
say, it was the Hoarders episode.
Heidi had a thing for Garret, right? Wasn't that the thing? And he came in and he kept being like, "Oh, Heidi," and like you could just see the glint in his eyes.
Heidi, like,
right? But it was the Hoarders episode, and he said the line, and I couldn't. There wasn't anything that funny about it. I mean, it was funny, but I couldn't
Greg wrote
not laugh. I couldn't not laugh for literally like, I think the crew must have wanted to chop my head off because I just kept. Now, of course, Heidi, just coincidentally, is now our director of development at AS4. Everyone, let's give her a hand. And so every time I watch that episode, I think of her. But that was, don't you remember that night, Garret? When I just couldn't stop.
I remember coming in the door saying the Heidi line.
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember that it went on so long.
And then every time you did it, I just broke. I mean, we must have done it 100 times.
Yeah, I think
That's a good one.
I can't remember. I just remember just tons and tons of laughter. I mean, we had such a blast on set. It was always fun. I don't remember like, you know, if laughter is keeping you from doing a scene, then that's awesome. You know, you just
job.
roll with it, and yeah, you have a good job. There were other things like Cloris Leachman going up to Hilary Duff and just cutting off a chunk of her hair.
Yeah.
I have been holding on to that story because I was like, I don't want to say that. I can't believe you just said it.
That was why I waited until she died. That would slow things down a little bit more in a more aggressive way that you had to deal with that.
Hilary was like,
Cloris was definitely some of my favorite moments. I was gonna say actually the thing that left in mind about laughing is I remember one time she was crossing through the living room, like exiting out of a scene, and just like a slow, like savored Cloris exit. And just right as she turned away from me to walk out of the rest of the room, she just started farting one after the other. Just full way. Never stopped, never acknowledged it, just kept just slowly walking out of the room and just dropping bombs. It was amazing. It was great. Yeah.
Cloris was gold.
She was
Cloris
gold,
like
but
gold.
that thing about her cutting off Hilary Duff's hair, I will never forget that.
I was sitting next to Hilary. I was sitting right next to her. And Hilary was like having her makeup touched up, and Cloris just kind of walked up quietly. And Hilary looked at me like, "What's this woman doing?" And she just takes a piece of her hair and scissors and just cuts right out of it and just like holds it up, turns around, and walks away. And Hilary was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Just don't react. Maybe just stay still. It's like a T-Rex. Like if you don't move."
Girls, do you remember any of this? Do you have any memory of any of this?
No, we actually don't.
Do you watch the show? Like, have you seen, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, we watch it a lot.
But you don't remember being there at all.
How much we loved you all?
Are you traumatized for life because of us, or do you know? Can you tell that how much we love you? Like Garret says.
I think you guys were treated pretty well. Everybody loved you and took care of you on set. I had learned my lesson because on the show Yes Dear, I actually tied one of the kids to a rope and tried to get him to fall down when he was learning to walk, and he cracked his head. So I had learned my lesson before I worked with you guys. Yeah, he's fine. Kid's fine. He can almost spell now. It's fine. But I had learned my lesson then, so I think you were treated very nicely.
I'm pretty sure I spent 90% of my free time in your playroom playing with you. Really, pretty much all of it.
Sure.
I was with you guys a lot, and I made a lot of funny videos with you, which I hope your mother has shown you.
One of my favorite things watching the show is the twins' reactions are so funny. Like, what were you guys doing to get those faces out of them?
They were just naturally funny. I mean, they
were so good.
Gold.
They were so good.
Because I gotta say, when you cast babies, what are you gonna do? I mean, more often than not, you like look at the babies and you go, these babies are very cute, and that's it. And then you talk to the parents because you're gonna have to deal with the parents the whole time. So you're more auditioning the parents than you are the babies. And you're like,
Pam
okay,
was
amazing. Yeah, Pam was amazing, and so they were fantastic. I love that one episode where we put, I think it was the Natesville festival or the Radish Festival, something when we put both you guys on screen at the same time, like you were just a little behind the other, like it's a little Easter egg. If you look, both the babies are on screen at the same time.
There was
Pam and Jesse met on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pam and your stepdad Jesse, they met when shooting our show, which is pretty cool. Your mom was so great. She was such an awesome person, and it was so fun. You know, she was just great, you know, and yeah, but isn't that cool?
I think one of my favorite things is like there's a little period where like Baylie, for whatever reason, you were like super down to frown. Like you were Rylie was like always ready to smile, and it was like smiley Rylie and like bitter Baylie coming in and just
no, it's true. It's true.
Have Rylie. It was great. It was just so great though.
Before you guys were talking, I was trying to teach you guys bits to do, and I got you to do this one that you would do all the time where you'd pretend to sniff a shoe and go, ugh. And it was so funny. You guys would like take a shoe and go like, It was very cute. You guys were so funny.
And then obviously we could only, there's rules. You can only work so many hours as a child and what have you. So one of you would be sleeping and then the other one might be on set, but might not be in the greatest mood to do it. So then we'd have to like finagle, like, okay, all right, do we wake somebody up? If we wake somebody up, they're not going to be happy. And I would always say like, they look identical. Can't you just go outside and come back in and say you grabbed the other one? But nobody would ever let me break the rules. I don't know.
I'm also not the best actor when I get woken up from my nap. We have the results of our first poll, which was who wore a wedding dress best. And it was between Sabrina, Virginia, and Jimmy. And people paid. So they really mean these opinions. And the winner was Sabrina.
What?
Yeah, congrats.
Wow.
Amazing news.
You jumped ahead, man. You jumped ahead in that poll. Last time I checked, I was in the lead.
I just remember somebody telling me yesterday when I was doing another stream that I was losing. And I was like, guys, what are we going to do about it?
I guess.
Team Rise Up. I thought Lucas would win.
I did too, actually.
It was very funny, that episode. Lucas.
That was pretty good.
Lucas is muted.
Yes.
Those, you know, but yeah, I thought I filled out that wedding dress nicely. But no, Shannon, you earned it. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Shannon.
No, you know what? I just want to share this with Lucas. This wedding dress will always be ours.
Thank you.
We also passed a fundraising milestone, so we get to hear Don't Bite, sung by Kate Miccucci.
Oh, yeah. You're in.
Where is Kate? There she is.
Hi. Yay! Thanks for having me to the party.
Yeah.
Yay. Hi, Kate.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you.
It's great to see you.
I guess this is a time for a song.
Mm-hmm.
Always time for a great song.
That old classic. Don't Bite. Here we go. Sometimes things can make you sad. Sometimes things can make you mad. You might be feeling mangy, or your diapers might need changing, or your diaper might need changing. I don't know. But whatever it is that's got you grumpy, a thorn in your paw, or a great big dumpy, you need to stay calm and follow my golden rule. Don't bite. Don't bite. I know it's your way of protection, but bites can lead to infection. In some cases, it's a form of affection. But don't bite.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. We're going to bring on two more friends, Gregg Binkley and Todd Geibenhain, who played Barney and Fundraiser.
Hello, everybody. Todd and I have been very busy. Frank and we've been essential workers through all this. So
yeah, of course. You're probably vaccinated, the whole thing now. Thank goodness. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier. I actually kept this from the show. I should have been first on because Barney Hughes most punctual.
That's right. I remember you getting that award.
Yeah. I'm very proud of it. I can't part with it. I'm sorry.
And I'm going to say too that Todd, you know, at one point, what was the episode, Todd, that we had the Frank plate? Do you remember what it was from?
The Frank plate? I think, look, I'm not going to lie. I just brushed up on a couple of episodes like last night. And one of them happened to be the wedding episode, like the actual wedding episode. And I give him a plate. I give him a plate with my face on it.
That's right. It's like a decorative Frank plate. And then I got one of them and my middle son took it to college and put it, and it was up in the fraternity house. And it almost became like kind of a religious thing that they would pray to, the Frank plate. Like it was, I mean, it held in very high regard. So it's really spreading some love.
That's hilarious.
We have the results of another poll. It was who would win in a tickle fight, Barney or Frank? And the winner by quite a bit, I must say, was Frank.
Wow.
Well, they don't call him Fingers Frank for nothing.
Where did he get that name? I don't remember.
That's pretty good.
I think for a certain amount of a donation, those two will go live to your house and we'll find out for sure on your
tickle
front
fight.
yard.
Yeah.
For the right price, we will tickle each other to death in your living room.
Todd, will you tell us about your bird, please?
That's what I was wondering.
So this is my African gray parrot, Bruce. He likes to crash every single Zoom that I do, so I don't even fight it anymore because he's going to make noise at some point. So he might as well be like there to represent himself while he hollers. But now, of course, now that I mention him, he goes and hides. But yeah.
How long have you had Bruce?
He's 19, so I've had him for 17 years.
Oh wow!
Bruce was kind enough. Yeah. Bruce was kind enough to show us his backside and red feathers. So I think that's a good cue for everyone to go over to Tiltify, make a donation. You don't get content like this everywhere, guys. So please make a donation. You did see the red feathers. That's a really
Not everyone
big
sees Bruce's butt. That's for sure true.
That's a long time. I had a parrot for 3 days once. It was not a good fit.
What happened?
Yeah.
It was a Christmas present for my oldest, Camden, who was in Raising Hope as Trevor, Barney's ex's son, and in the Yo Zappadoo episodes. And he had allergies to animals, and he really wanted one, so we got him a Senegal parrot for Christmas. And it was we were sold a little bit of a bill of goods that it was younger than it was, and it was not happy to have us, and it would bite us. And after 3 days, it was taken back to the place where I got it, and someone with more bird patience, I believe, than took the bird. But we still keep in touch. So I think he's okay. But I'm not. I learned we weren't a bird family.
Birds are tough, man. Yeah, they're people. Like they've got personalities. They can have mental issues. Like you gotta really pay attention to some of these things.
I remember when I met Bruce, man, he looked deep into me. Like I don't want anybody to learn, you know.
He was measuring your soul, and
he got in there for sure.
He figured you were all right. You're all right.
Well, we have the results of another poll. It was, which car would you rather drive between Jimmy's van and Knock Knock Housekeeping's Pinto? And people went for Jimmy's van. But we do have the owner of the Pinto here with us. Carla Jimenez is here.
Hey, Carla.
Woo!
Carla.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so good to see all of you guys, to be here. Hello.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
I've been inside this apartment for a long time, like all of you guys. So no, it's been good. It's been good.
I have a question
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ashley.
I have a question for everybody. I was just wondering, who do you think is the most like their character in real life?
I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm not going to say.
Does anyone want to volunteer that they think they're the most like their character? Shannon?
I mean, I think me and Martha are. It's pretty. I don't know.
Yeah, I think me and Shannon would come pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty stupid though.
I was gonna
Baylie and Rylie are a lot like they were as babies, though. They might take the cake.
They were. They were
Real
like
probably. I could be. I'm like, runner up, first runner up, maybe.
I don't think that's
I remember.
true.
I remember you saying, Lucas, that they were really, really good for the part. For babies, that they were, babies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For some of the baby-like babies that were available at the time. I think we really nailed pretty much like 100% baby babies, which It's Baylie and Rylie. That's really.
What if we had all been like, I think Todd.
Yeah, that might be rough. Although I will say that Kate, I would say, except for she has a wonderful smile and not a dead tooth. She's very just upbeat and positive and fun to be around. And so I feel like there's a lot of
no, I think actually that would be that's pretty close too. Yeah. Kate, how many of this did you? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, since being on the show, I smashed my front tooth and it's dead.
I forgot about that. That's right.
It's fake. Yeah.
She really did.
Yes. I'll also
like
say
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, Greg is a witch. Greg is a witch.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say about that too is why I think that I think that about Kate is because I had spent some time with Kate when we shot the first pilot, and then I desperately wanted her in the show, so we basically just wrote a role for her, for Kate Miccucci. So I think that's also the reason why in my mind, a lot of her is on screen as Shelley.
And Kate, I mean, didn't you wrote all of the songs, right?
I wrote a lot of the.
Mute yourself.
I wrote a lot of the melodies. A lot of the writers would send me the lyrics, and then I would write the melody to the lyrics. So yeah, I can't take total credit, but I did help. I helped with it, I guess. But
yeah, it was like Elton John, Barry. What's his name?
Bernie Taupin. Yeah.
Barry. I don't know.
Thanks for doing that for me. To write that for me was really cool. And yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I don't sing. Actually, yeah, I guess I do sing to babies and dogs too. So I think you're right. I'm very much a character.
Close.
Kate's pretty much like, she's just happy.
It's a whole Cinderella vibe.
Even when she's sad, she's like, I'm having a bad day.
That was a really good Kate. And because of that great impression, I feel like people should donate more, because you just saw a master impression. You're basically watching SNL. Go to Tiltify. You can find the donate button. And a very cool thing on there is you can get Bert's shirt that said, I'd rather be in Virginia, which is so funny. You can actually buy it for $50 on Tiltify right now. So head over there.
That's awesome.
And we're going to hear from Martha.
Well, are we? Oh, okay. Is this my time?
It's
suppose
your
it
time.
is. I thought we were going to talk about Cloris first, but why don't we talk about Cloris first?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
right? Because Cloris is like, how can we not talk? I mean.
Yeah, well, Cloris, obviously like a comedy legend. And so my personal question is just like, what was it like to work with her for you all?
I'll launch in with a quick Cloris story. I've told it before, but I'm going to tell it here because it's my favorite Cloris story. But I adore Cloris, and I got to see her 2 Christmases ago in 2019 and spent a little time with her, and we picked up right where we left off, and she was fantastic. But one of the things I always talk about Cloris is she would lick my neck. She would come up behind me and lick my neck. For whatever reason, she decided that she was going to start doing that. And once a woman in her 80s starts licking your neck, you can't really tell her not to if she decides that's what she's going to do. But you may want to tell her, but you can't tell her. And then one weekend, I saw her do some kind of Go Granny, like a GoDaddy spoof commercial on the internet, and she licks a guy's neck in it. And then I realized, I have a bit that I can do, and maybe to get her stopped. So she came in, made a beeline for my neck, and I said, no, you don't you get near me. You cheated on me. I saw you licking another person's neck. And if she has a bit, then that's fine. So she's, I was thinking of you the whole time. I said, no, I'm hurt. You're never licking my neck again. So then she would come in and go, are you upset now? Are you still upset? I go, I'm still upset. Weeks went by, but this was the new bit that she was, she's so sorry. Then she said, when can I lick your neck again? How will I know that you're not upset? And I said, one day I'll wear a red silk scarf, and that's how you'll know you can lick my neck. So she would come and check occasionally and what have you, and months went by, but no more neck licking. Then it was our last night of shooting. Last night of shooting, we were outside the stage in the parking lot. It was late. It was cold. We were doing one last scene with her, and I thought, oh my God, I got to get. So I ran down a wardrobe. I said, do you have a red scarf? They said, yes. So I wrapped the red scarf around my neck, and I went and stood by her on set while they were setting up the lights, and I just waited, and I waited. And finally, she turned to me, and she looked at me, and she said, it's not silk. And she walked away. And one last thing I'll say about Cloris, which I just found so hilarious. When we first started shooting the show, it was like it might have even been the pilot, or it could have been episode 2, because now we knew the show was picked up. And she just looked at me and she goes, how long is this show going to run? And I said, 8 years. And she just started doing the math on her fingers. And she said, I can do it. I can make it. She did the math. And she would have made it by more than a few years. But anyway, that's one of my favorite Cloris stories. Anyone else want to?
Well, I mean, God, so many. I'll never forget the day that she came out, that we were doing a scene in the kitchen, I think. And Garret was sitting at the head of the table at the kitchen table, and she came out of the closet and just whopped him so hard. And the look on Garret's face that day, he looked like he was gonna clobber her. He really did. But he didn't. That's a testament, ladies and gentlemen, to Garret Dillahunt's restraint.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, you can't punch a woman in her 80s.
Oh no! But if you meet Cloris, it'll test that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I remember. She was she's handsy. She was real handsy. Those hands are quick. You'd be standing off camera, waiting to make an entrance with her, and you just feel those hands just going all over you.
But she was strong too. I remember one time I wanted to go get I told her I was going to get a crepe from some crepe truck we had on set. And she told me I wasn't allowed to. And I said, I'm going. And she chased me down. And now look, I'm 125 pounds soaking wet. But so, I mean, I'm not proud that I can't get away from an 88-year-old woman, but she got me in her grip, and that was it. I was Venus flytrap. I wasn't going anywhere.
Oh yeah, I remember. I don't know why this is suddenly coming back to me, but I feel like she gave me a lot of shoulder rubs. Weirdly,
she did. That was a thing that happened. Yeah, I watched that happen a lot.
Yeah, she loved to give you shoulder rubs, and she loved to give them to anybody.
I don't know if I ever. I think I got along with Cloris really well, but I don't know if I ever let you guys in. Like, her thumbs were like, I imagine like Magneto's thumbs. Like, they were so strong. I don't think I've ever paid for a massage that got deeper into my muscle tissue than anything that I got from Cloris, honestly.
There was a morning she walked in directly to the makeup trailer and put her mouth around this entire ear. She swallowed it, really.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And really, just for the fun of it, there was no commentary. There was nothing. It was just, it just happened. Though I do have one very sweet Cloris story, we got along really well, but I never really spent that much alone time with her, and one day I was walking through a hallway and I just done some really small shot that was like an insert of me doing something. There wasn't any dialogue. It was, my face was out of focus. And I started walking, we finished it and I started walking through the hallway by myself. And I started getting really upset at myself because I thought of something funny after the fact. And I was like, I think I went, God damn it, or something like that. And she rounded the corner just at that second with her handler and she caught it. And I was like, oh no. And I thought she was going to give me a hard time. And she was like, what just happened? And I was like, nothing. I was just like, I thought of something and I was just being really hard on myself. And she stopped her handler and was like, I said I was just being hard on myself. And she said, I think about things I could have done better in the last picture show every single day. And she's like, and if you don't go easier on yourself, you'll think about it for the rest of your life. And I was like, oh, wow, I did not expect like this earnest, helpful thing to just suddenly come out of Cloris. But I think about it all the time, and I'm grateful for her for saying that. Anyway, I just wanted to say a thought.
That's great. That's such a beautiful thing. What a great memory.
After that, honestly, she slapped me, but no, I'm just kidding.
And honestly, it would have been worth the advice. We have a really fun video of some of Cloris's greatest bits that we can show. Now, there's gonna be a pause as the video gets ready. Don't freak out.
Pause, I bet in that pause, people can donate though.
Yeah, it's a good time to donate.
Before we start the video, just in a real way, like she was like really, she could be so frustrating and so, you know, and could be something that we had to like figure out. But Cloris was honestly one of the most liberated people I've ever met in my entire life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Just was so unafraid to do whatever she wanted to do at any moment. And, you know, I would give anything to feel that liberated for even a few moments. Like, you know, before we show the video, I just like, I'm so grateful that I got to work with her. She was awesome. She was weird. She was crazy. She was wild. She was frustrating, but she was so awesome. Yeah.
Great.
Well said.
All right, we're going to take a second to switch over to this video. Here we go.
So am I right? Is it the universal ball joint?
Well, the universal ball joint's no picnic, but your transmission's been leaking about 4 spots. Why'd you have me look at this thing earlier?
Because you're never lucid this long. Had a chance last week, but by the time I got you in the coveralls, you thought you were an exterminator, spent 3.5 hours under the house.
I kill anything?
2 rats and a snake.
Man, the things you people tell me I do. Kind of getting old is quite a ride.
People just like it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. Why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. Istanbul.
Oh, look at Neff.
Yeah, oh, I'm ready to go, Mommy. Ow.
Dear Lord, she's got it on backwards.
It's clean.
I don't believe it. We actually got this place germ-free. I gotta admit, it feels pretty good.
Take a nap. My room smells of farts.
Bert, get her off the couch.
Oh, come on. Your room can't be that bad.
Oh, good Lord, she's infecting everything.
Dad, your hands.
Don't like Mama on me.
Guys, we've got to get her out of here before she gets germs everywhere.
Okay. Come on, Mama. Why don't we go for a walk? You can point out all the things God messed up, you know, like you like to do.
What was he thinking of? Making up all those different kinds of trees? I would have stopped at pine.
Is it bad?
It's not good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was taking a few pictures. Actually, I was wondering if I could take some pictures inside, too. My wife's great-grandmother used to live here. Her name is Norma June Mayfair.
What the hell do you want?
Nothing. We don't want anything. We'll leave. We're leaving.
Why did you say my name?
I didn't. I said Norma June Mayfair. Wait a minute. Are you Norma June Mayfair?
You bet your ass I am. Mom? Barbara June? You. Oh, I think that's awfully funny.
Yay!
Yay!
That episode,
Awesome.
that episode where she played her mother was so much fun, and she and her in that makeup and doing everything, she just so got into it and loved it. And oh my God, I remember seeing her for the first time, like, oh my God, that's just they did such a great job. I said, how long did it take her to make her look like that? And they said less than it normally takes us, so it was fine.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God. Well, I'm thinking of what Lucas said, and I think it's really a wonderful thing that you said, actually, Lucas, that she was the most liberated person you knew, or you met, and I'm thinking of how I remember I did ask Cloris actually to make a little video for AS4 once, and she did. I think it's really fitting because she was very singular. She was very much her own person. And I don't know, it's hard for me to put it all into words exactly what she meant to me. I think when she passed, I felt like it, like we lost a sense of mischief, in the world. She was one of those people who came from a generation of actors who were very individual, and look, she did everything, man. She was a Miss America. She was in the Miss America pageant. She did it all. She worked on Broadway, all of it. And she really and then she finally got to us, which it's quite a path. And I can only hope that that I'm as that I last as long as she did, or that any of us do. We should all be so lucky. But I also am thinking that she would have probably really loved being a part of this night, and she would have really loved being a part of AS4. I know that she believed fervently in our cause, in what we're trying to do, and and I think she would have been proud of us. And so, and I want to give my thanks. First of all, let me thank you, everyone who's here so far, who's given so far, and encourage you to go to that Tiltify page and give what you can. No amount is too little. It can be $5, it could be $1. But it'll really mean a lot to us, and it means so much to me personally, obviously, that you want to give so generously to support reproductive justice, but also that you love raising hope so much. We've been reading these comments, and they're just absolutely incredible, the way the show has moved you, the way the show, people have said, it's gotten you through the pandemic and sometimes worse. And it's gotten you through, times in your life of, periods of loss. That's just an incredible gift. It's an incredible thing that this show has been able to do that for you. So thank you for those of you who've already given. And I just want to tell you a little bit about AS4, if I may, if that's okay. Our work is twofold. We work at the intersection of art and social justice. And so our signature fundraising event, which is Broadway Acts for Women, is coming back May 2nd. And our playwriting contest and our One Act Festival, which had its first go last year, was a huge success. And it's open now to new submissions, by the way. And our Clinic Escort Stories comic book, which we've donated to over 860 comic books to clinics and and other healthcare clinics and abortion clinics nationwide. And with your help, we've done through our beneficiaries program, we've been able to give nearly $180,000 to independent clinics and abortion funds and the grassroots organizations that support them and defend them all across the country. And these are the groups that really need your help the most. They provide 3 in 5 abortions to the people who need them, independent clinics. So the threat to our healthcare and reproductive freedom, it's not gone away with the new administration, because just Tuesday, the governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, he signed a total abortion ban into law. And this law bans providers from performing abortions except to save the life of a woman in a medical emergency. But it makes no exceptions for rape or incest or fetal abnormalities. And those found to violate the law could face a fine of up to $100,000 or up to 10 years in jail. In the past 6 years, 135 independent abortion clinics have closed. That leaves 90% of counties in the United States without this essential service. 25 states impose mandatory waiting periods that are particularly dangerous during an ongoing pandemic. 18 states mandate that patients be given counseling before an abortion that may include false or scientifically proven information. So despite these barriers, the fact remains that 1 in 4 women in America will have an abortion by the age of 45, proving that this is a common and essential medical procedure. So banning abortion won't stop abortion. It only makes it more deadly to women, and especially to poor women and women of color. Abortion bans are racist as well as misogynist, and it's all of our jobs to fight them. So please visit as4.org to sign up for our mailing list and learn more about what we do, to submit your play for the playwriting contest, because we love that. We love hearing new voices in playwriting. If you have a story that you want to share it there. Or if you want to learn more about what's coming up in, our issue, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Or you can volunteer as an escort at a clinic in your state. You can find out how by visiting the websites for the National Abortion Federation and the Abortion Care Network. And give what you can, give anything you can, even the smallest amount. Your support means that we can keep doing this work and busting abortion stigma, changing the cultural dialogue around this subject, changing the emotional conversation around this subject. I know that for myself, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my abortions. My abortions saved my life in more times than one. And I know that, I wouldn't have been able to be on this show and experience what I've experienced and, live the life I want to live if I hadn't had access to this care that everyone should have access to. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ashley.
Well, I just want to point out on Tiltify, when you're donating, there's still things to buy. You can buy Greg Garcia's Raising Hope hat, which appears to be on his head at the moment.
Oh, it's not.
Yes,
it's a similar one. It's over here.
It says crew on it, which is very cool.
That's it there.
Yep, you can buy that hat. You can buy Martha's Raising Hope Jenga game, which is behind her in the frame. And you can buy Frank's amazing package, which just please go to the webpage and read what that is for yourself. It does look amazing. We have a question from our friend Jen Lyon for the whole cast.
I love Jen Lyon.
I love Jen. She wants to know, if you were trapped on a desert island, which cast member would you eat first?
Is that Jen's question? It's
Yes.
so awesome.
Who seems tastiest?
I I would eat Barney, because I feel like handling all the stuff in the supermarket, he's kind of been seasoned over the years.
Yeah, been buttered. He's buttered.
He's buttered. Yeah, he's been marinating in all kinds of different fruits and vegetables and deli. So I absolutely, I'm taking a bite out of Barney.
That's good.
Anybody else?
I would say, I'd have to say I think I'd want to eat Bert.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a tasty hunk of man.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would go with Lucy, which is Bijou, just because we know she was fully cooked at the execution.
Yes. Yes. If you like your human, like medium, like a medium or medium well, that's a great.
That's a really good answer.
Great answer. I was gonna say Kate, I was gonna say Shelly, you know, because she would be the most understanding about it. She'd be like, you know, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, all right. She would be willing.
Yeah,
does make sense.
The team player.
Well, we did hit one of our goals, so we're going to bring on Trace.
Oh yeah. So let me share what he used to look like.
I'm so excited. That's young Jimmy.
Young Jimmy. And while Trace is joining us, we actually have a question from YouTube for the girls. They want to know if the twins are still interested in acting.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
That was an easy yes from you guys.
All right, I'm trying to get young Jimmy, who actually I think looks more like Lucas now than he did before, but here he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Holy shit. What's up, dude? Oh man, I smashed Dad's couch once and I never stopped feeling bad about it.
You did what?
I smashed, do you remember I came over to your house? I smashed Trace's head.
Oh
right
yeah,
in
I do remember something like that.
Oh my God, I still
He's
feel
never been the same since. We had to take him out of school.
I think you should email my geometry teacher because maybe there's a correlation from that in my grades.
Let me tell you right now, if you ever need you're lied to, I'm your guy. Hit me up. That's real.
Fantastic. Trace recently, it wasn't that long ago that we went through and watched all the episodes together again, and it was a blast. It was a blast. You know, he didn't remember a ton because he was 3, I think, when we did the pilot.
Older. I was like, 5. Oh no, 3.
No, 3 when you did the pilot, because what happened was I needed a 3-year-old to stick his head through the bottom of a car. Now we did it with green screen and stuff, but still to get a 3-year-old to stick his head down the bottom of a car and smile. How are you going to do that on the day? And like the kid's not screaming and freaked out. And then I was like, oh, wait, I have a 3-year-old at home. I'll just start working with him. And we just
child abuse.
Yeah, maybe. But we just kept working and working. And then I remember I told him as payment, he was going to get Skittles. And well, we paid him too, but he didn't care about money. So we
man, just to be fair, I was paid in Skittles too, Trace. Don't feel too bad.
That's your agent, man. That's your That's your agent.
Like I was getting a little bit of a raw deal.
I just remember the first day they said, what does he like? And I said, he likes the green and the purple ones. And I looked over and there was a PA on set with the largest bag of pre-sorted purple and green Skittles. Like there must have been like 1,000 in there. And I go, no. He needs one green one and one purple one. That's it. They had really prepared. But do you still have any more Skittles left, or do you spend them all?
I think I spent them all.
Okay. All right.
On geometry lessons. So we are only $150 away from making the cast take another shot. So someone go on there and donate, because I want to hear some juicy gossip. I want to know about the cast romances. Okay, so let's donate that $150.
I'm gonna go donate $150 so we can
just so we can take a shot.
Just kidding.
Trace, I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where little Jimmy gets his heart broken and sings "Ain't No Sunshine." There's no question that's one of my favorite episodes of all
I
time.
know.
And then washing his hair in the tub. I remember Trace. I remember that day that I had to come and wash your hair, and I remember thinking, this kid really hates me. I can't believe this kid really can't stand me.
Trace bit me once.
He did?
Yeah, I don't remember why.
I did not listen to Kate's song.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You did bite.
The funny thing about him singing that song is that was one of the benefits of living with the kid who was in the show. Because I knew that like we had to sing that song in a month. And so we just kept playing that song in the house over and over and over again. He didn't know why. And we'd sing it in the car and we just sing it. And then all of a sudden we're on set and I'm like, hey, that song we sung, you need to sing it now.
Yeah.
So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Unmuted.
Wow.
All right, we passed our goal.
All
It's
right.
shot time.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah.
Come by.
I like to sip mine slowly so I don't puke. I hope that's okay with the audience.
Whatever's good for your body is good for us. I have a question. There's so many really fun physical gags in this show. So it's two questions. One is, what is your favorite physical gag that you remember doing on this show? Or one is, did you ever get a script where you read something your character was going to do and you were like, oh my God, I have no idea how I'm going to do that?
If I can leap in, immediately a thing leaps to mind. Not that I had no doubts about how it would be done to me, but I remember in the Yo Zappadoo Part 2, for any fans out there, Greg and the writers had me dressed up as a giant butt. I was wearing a giant butt costume. I was Dr. Butt. I had a stethoscope. And then I was strapped to a giant spinning wheel, giant spinning colorful wheel. And Greg and the writer, a chimpanzee, a live, living chimpanzee, throw foam bananas at me. And while it's on TV, you're like, oh, that's
you have no idea how satisfying that was for so many of us. I loved it so much.
But when you describe it back, Lucas, it really sounds like there was a dartboard with elements and they were like, okay, blindfold me. All right. We're going to throw the dart. And then whatever we land on, we got to put in the scene.
Yeah, the premise of that episode was to like that he was humiliating you as much as he possibly could. It was my older son, right? I mean,
absolutely.
That was he played that part. And so it was funny in the writer's room. We were just like one thing led to the other. Like, well, we'll put him in a giant underwear outfit. Well, then we'll hook him to a wheel and turn him around and maybe someone throws something at him. Maybe it's a chimpanzee that throws things at him.
I'm like, the experience of watching this on TV is never going to be, I mean, point blank, it's never going to be as visceral as being strapped to the board and seeing the chimpanzee look at you right before it starts whipping the bananas. Like, that's something I'll remember forever. And I thank you for that.
On the animal train, there was also, I remember when I read the script for the one we were on that retreat, Leslie Jordan was in the episode.
Yes,
and like
Leslie
it was
Jordan.
Jimmy and Sabrina were like being chased up a tree by a bear. I was like, wow, that's crazy. They're gonna pay for for digital effects. And they were like, oh no. There's gonna be a bear chasing you up a tree. Like, you're gonna get in the tree and there's gonna be a bear there. And I was like,
wait,
okay.
Am I wrong, or did we have a bear more than once, Greg?
I like to employ the bears as much as I can. I mean,
I worked with the bear again with Greg.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been the same bear on the guest.
It was the same bear.
And I remember this, just speaking of live creatures, I remember another time that you guys put like 7 tarantulas on me at the same time. And I was like, this is chill, right? They wouldn't do this if it wasn't chill. Like, of course, it's fine. And I remember the handler just sort of like casually placing them on me, like one after the other. And he's like, yeah, totally fine, totally safe. I mean, if they get near each other, they like to fight to the death, but that we should be able to stop. And then just like action. It was great. It was
in that same episode, we had Cloris sleeping, and there was just supposed to be one crawling on her chest, and that was the bit. And we put it on there, and she was asleep. This thing just started to crawl up her face and go across her face, and she just never budged. Never budged. Just a total pro that just never budged. Another time where you guys were shaving her legs.
Yes, I was just going to say.
Goes, is this shaving cream or whipped cream? And I said, no, that's shaving cream. It's shaving cream. She goes, oh.
And then she waited till the take.
She ate it anyway.
She waited till the take, and her face didn't move.
No.
She had no reaction to the shaving cream. I mean, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Would not have been firsts for her. All right, let's just.
I remember telling Lucas right before they put all those on, I was like, they actually they're not capable of biting human beings with their little pinchers. For some reason, they just kind of can't. The guy was like, it's not totally true, but that's mostly true. And they put them on Lucas right. I was like,
I think as the show goes on, and you do more and more episodes, it's like, all right, let's bring in a bear. Let's put spikes all over. I mean, you run out of just two-hander, just fun discussion.
There was a raccoon. There was a whole episode about a raccoon. I sang a song about a raccoon.
You did. You tried to coax it out of the bottom of the house.
It's just so funny. It feels like TV to anybody watching it, but then you're the guy who's actually throwing ham at a bear out the street.
Those were our lives. Those are my 20s.
This is me in a tree.
Okay. How close are we to another shot? That's what I want to know.
Well, we're $1,200 away from the mysterious pantyhose moment.
Oh.
I wonder if there's someone out there who wants to know what it is enough to just donate the whole $1,200.
Guys, just do it.
I also have 2 answers to polls. So one of them was, which would you rather smell? Shelly's dead tooth or Hope's diaper? And the winner by a long shot was Hope's diaper. I think we're just more familiar with that smell. I get it. And
look at the girls, they're mortified.
This one was really a landslide. It was choose your fighter, Team Virginia or Team Delilah. Team Virginia won by quite a bit.
Take that, Amy Sedaris.
Not a lot of Mandalorian fans out there, huh?
Is Amy Sedaris in The Mandalorian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's great on it. Yep, she is in the second season, and she's great on it. Yeah,
worth
watching
I
just for
want
that.
to say thank you to everyone who voted for me. I believe I could beat her in a fight, although I'm not sure because she's really freaking tough,
pretty scrappy.
Yeah. Scrappy. And it'd be a heck of an event. I would pay-per-view that. For sure.
I mean, Delilah, I think Virginia could beat Delilah, but Amy Sedaris is she's a wild.
Yeah, that's a different.
I don't know who beats
Virginia. Could beat Delilah, but in real life,
she'll go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's in underneath.
We have an audience question from Nick. Nick said, how did Virginia referring to Sabrina as Sabrina come about? Something Greg or one of the writers did, Martha using an accent and it just stuck, or something else?
Greg?
No, somebody asked me about this, I think on Twitter not that long ago. I said, I just think Martha said it one day and then she just
did.
We never told her to say it.
It was like a slow process. I just started saying Sabrina.
Listen, Sabrina.
And it just happened. It just kept happening, and it just became how it was.
There was something about the nature of the way you would condescend my character when she was speaking facts. She's like that you were looking down at me so hard that you couldn't say the A.
Your name,
listen, Sabrina. Okay. I actually spell it on my profiles, that say what I spell it with the ER because of that. And people will be like, you spelled it wrong. And I'm like, no, I spelled it right. It's with an ER.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it was just it just came out that way and it just stuck.
Nick was dying to know. I just want to take this moment to thank everyone for coming to watch. Thank everyone for coming to participate. Thank Greg. His generosity and help in making this happen was so essential. I want to thank Camden Garcia, who put together that Cloris video that was so well put together. Every actor you see on your screen tonight, thank you so much for your time and energy and your comedy that we have all greatly enjoyed. Martha, do you have some thank yous you want to do?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I want to thank everyone who donated. I want to thank everyone who's still donating. And I hope you still will. I mean, this isn't over. And of course, after tonight, it won't be over. I mean, our work is going to continue. And I just want to thank Greg so much for his gift to us of this show. I know for me personally, it completely changed my life. When I got this job, and I'll tell this, I've told the story before, but I'll tell it again. When I got this job, I had been nominated for my third Tony in a row in 3 years. I had just been to the Tonys and had to pay all this money for a dress and, you know, and I had literally no money. I was so broke. And I had put an announcement on Facebook that I would babysit for anybody who needed the help. And I remember a friend of mine had written me back and sort of, I don't know, there was something in it. You know what I mean, Greg? It was like a little bit like, see you in Brooklyn at 6 a.m., you know, on Monday. And I'd written her back, okay. And I literally got the call that day that Raising Hope, you know, that I got Raising Hope. And it completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. And it bought me my first house. Thanks, Greg. But it really did. It changed the whole trajectory of my life, but not only financially. I mean, it meant like it was an emotional change too. And it made me feel like a real person, like I was you know, I worked with all these incredible people. I got to play this fantastically funny character for all these years. I would do anything to work with Greg Garcia again. I mean, he could write me even a walk-on. I would do it. I really would. I would stop everything I was doing to work with him again. Because it was just such a fantastic experience. And I know that everyone who does his shows feels the same way because they all work with him year after year. The same crews come back, the same, you know, Robin Kennedy, shout out to you. Greg Bell, shout out to you. Rick Kelly, shout out to you. All these fantastic people who worked on Raising Hope and would work with Greg any day of the year. Yeah, I don't know. What am I even saying? I just keep talking.
Well, that's very nice of you. We had a wonderful, wonderful family with this show. Absolutely. It was a wonderful, wonderful family. And we were all very lucky. It was.
Hey, are we ever going to come back?
Is the show coming back?
No. I mean, are you ever going to find a way to bring us back? That's a question people people want to know.
To bring the show back?
Or just like a reunion, like whatever. I don't know.
I'm up for anything. We got to find somebody who wants to put it on. But other than that, yeah. But I'm always up for it. Of course.
I mean, I was just
a lot of fun.
I'll be doing the weirdest job working something. And I'm sorry, I don't know. Did everybody just freeze?
Nope.
No, you're good. You go.
I'm just gonna say, like, hey, to Baylie and Rylie, like, I ran into Jesse, the other, last year when we were working on over at CBS, and I ran into Ed, our props guy, and I'll run, and we'll just have like a walk and a chat, and just like, man, it's crazy how many just how many different people and how many different interesting people and how many different really cool people were involved in that little show. And it's kind of touching, you know, the older you get, and to like, you know, to touch paths again, sort of cross paths, and like, you know, have this memories of this really weird set together. And yeah, it's just cool because like I tell you, there's nowhere I can go without running into somebody that I know from back then, and just like just having a good conversation. Just like, I mean, mostly talking about how crazy Cloris was, but it's a really cool thing. And you know, it'll live forever regardless, you know, which is really cool.
Is it okay? I want to just ask the girls what grade they're in and like what their favorite subject is. Like we have I'd love to hear from you guys.
We're in 5th grade, and my favorite subject is history.
History?
Yeah, I love history too, and
Yeah.
race. And race.
Yeah, history.
And what's the biggest difference between you guys now? What do you think is like the thing that you're like, I'm nothing like my sister? What's that bit? Like, you know what I mean?
She's taller, and I have a freckle under my eye.
Oh, I know, Bay, you have a freckle under your eye. That's how we used to tell the difference between you.
That's right.
Thanks for being here, guys. I know.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out and watching.
What's
All
next?
right. We're going to say goodnight.
Well, do we let me see if did we hit another? No, we haven't. We didn't hit the pantyhose milestone. I'm sorry, guys.
They'll never know.
They'll never know because we didn't hit the pantyhose.
The spiders won tonight.
If we can raise in the next 5 minutes, if we can raise another basically $900,
I do it.
Not only will we give you the pantyhose, but we'll give you pantyhose and a song.
Oh, it's a good deal.
Good deal. I was. If we had to fill a little time, I was gonna something you mentioned, and I was gonna show you something fun.
Yes, do it.
You were nominated. Damn. You said you were nominated for a Tony 3 times, right?
Yes.
And so I wanted to show you this. I didn't know if you know this was a possibility. But hold on. As you know, I wrote the book for a musical that flopped on Broadway.
Yes.
Right? And we weren't nominated for any Tonys whatsoever. We didn't even get nominated. Like we were the one musical that year that didn't get nominated. However, and this is like anybody watching this, keep your mouth shut because this is a surprise for Mike O'Malley. So don't tell Mike O'Malley. But every year we give each other a gift on the opening night of March 16th. And so you can buy a Tony. You can buy one. So I actually got this made for Mr. Mike O'Malley. And the funny thing is that Jimmy Buffett used to call him Mike Mallory. So it's actually engraved to Mike Mallory for Best Musical of 2018. So if you want, I can give you a link. You can get as many of these as you want.
I'm gonna need 5 of those.
Yeah,
Greg, I have to say, there's something about Greg's sense of humor that is so special and unparalleled, where it's like, even his pranks lift people up. Like, what's wrong with you? You're like, you make people so happy. Like, and watching this show is the same thing. Like, and being part of it, it's really special. Like, there's just like nothing hateful about your sense of humor, and it's so refreshing. And especially with like us all having had, like everybody in the world having had a really crap year, like this show and remembering this show and remembering being a part of this show is really something. And thank you, Greg, for being so loving and stupidly funny.
Oh, it's such a treat that it's on Hulu. I mean, I love the fact that people can find it and new people can find it. I hear from people that they're like, oh, I just started watching that. And especially like during the pandemic when you're stuck. So people are either rewatching it or watching it for the first time on Hulu. And I just love that it's somewhere that it can live forever and people can keep discovering it. It's a real treat. for sure.
There's a guy that works at my local coffee shop that really stands the show, who's so kind. And every once in a while, I go to pick up a coffee. I pick it up from the mobile app, and I'll just hear a Raising Hope quote come at me on my way out the door. And I'm like, nice, well played. I don't know. It's very sweet. I love it.
Can I just say something? Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say that before I was ever cast, I was such a fan of it when it started. And when I saw that Martha worked for that company, the Knock Knock company, I just sat there and I was like, oh, please let a role come out. Please let a role come out that I can go audition for. Because I wanted so badly, because it's just such a beautiful show. It really was.
Carla, what was it like driving that Pinto?
It's a Pacer.
Stop a Pacer. Sorry.
Pacer.
You're insulting the American Motor Company. It's a Pacer.
It was frightening for me. No, it was all right. It was just
it's a stick, right?
It was, I think. Yeah, I think it was. But I just remember there was one time where we were all set up to do a shot or something, and I thought I was having a full day, and it was probably 6 a.m. I go there, I get ready, we get to the Pacer, get in. I think I moved it a foot. And then they're like, okay, it's a wrap for the day for Carla. And I was like, wow, that is the best job ever. That's it. Just moved the Pacer a foot and went home.
Todd's character also drove a Pacer, and that was actually my Pacer that he drove in the car. And then one of our PAs, a guy named Roscoe, didn't have a car, so I let him drive the Pacer, but I told him, don't go on the freeway, it's a Pacer. Get hurt, and he got into an accident and was fine, but not on the freeway. Somebody just blew through an intersection and hit him. He was fine, and the Pacer was totaled, and my wife was dancing a jig because the Pacer was gone. But then I got the insurance money, and I bought another Pacer.
Wait, how did we never hear this story?
Yeah. This was a guy named Roscoe who went to Frostburg State University and wanted to work in Hollywood. So we gave him a job as a PA because I was an alumni of that school. And then he didn't have a job. So, a car. So he actually drove the Pacer around. But thank goodness. When I heard he got in a wreck, I was terrified. But he was fine. But the Pacer was in one more show, I think. As it was all smashed up, we used it one last time in a shot for something. But yeah.
Well, I have either good or bad news. I don't know what's going to happen, but we did raise enough money to get to the pantyhose moment.
Okay.
So, does everybody know what this means?
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah. I had to improvise. All right.
Waiting for our cue here.
I'm just gonna go for it. So here we are. Is there a 1, 2? I'm just doing
1, 2, 3.
All right. I'm glad this is for a good cause.
That's the thing. I'm fine.
I want to say that this is those moments you dream about as a kid. You're like, I'll made it.
So
this is a perfect time for Garret to come back.
Hey, sorry about that.
We're fine, Garret. Don't worry. How's shooting?
Oh, you guys are in pantyhose. I know what that means.
Yeah. Some of us didn't have pantyhose, so we're just putting underwear on our heads. I have a pair of carrying MeUndies.
Oh, that's great.
I have leggings for the warm version of pantyhose. On them.
I feel kind of Python-esque.
Awkward. Like I have some empathy for what Shannon went through.
Don't feel bad for me, Todd. I knew it was funny.
So that episode, by the way, I stole that story from a friend. I checked with him first, but my friend, comedian, very funny stand-up, Josh Wolf, told me a story about his cousin who would sleep with pantyhose on their head because they were terrified that a spider would crawl into their nose. And so then I called him one day and I said, hey, I really want to, I'm looking at myself. I do feel very Monty Python.
I still have the pantyhose on my head.
I called him and asked for permission, and he said we could use that on the show. So it was from a real story.
That's hilarious.
People mention it to me at least 3 times a month. They're like, spiders. Like I think about it a lot. Like maybe do you really do that? I'm like, no, but do you? Like, yeah, I've done it a few times now. Like I think it's not a bad idea.
I will keep the pantyhose on my head if in the next 5 minutes we raise enough. And I'll sing a song, and I'll sing Danny's song if we raise enough in the next 5 minutes.
I have a
Garret.
question. I have a question because I couldn't find pantyhose at my house. Todd, where'd you come up with pantyhose at such a short note? Because this was
CVS
in advance.
I'm the kind of guy who's prepared, Greg. You should know this.
Fair enough.
Got all contingencies ready to go.
Okay.
No, like I ran out to CVS, man. I'm a team player.
That was good. Okay, good for you.
I went to CVS for me and Kate.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shannon.
No problem.
Todd, by the way, you wear them really well.
I mean, looking at it right now, I sort of dig it. Like, I don't know why I haven't tried this before. Yeah, it's kind of to get something going.
But,
I can't believe, are you wrapped now, Garret?
Yeah, I just wrapped.
Garrett's really on a journey. We're on Garrett's journey.
Is it cool if we start from the beginning?
I do have a question from the audience, and it's very well timed because it appears as though Garret has stolen his costume from set. And someone on the YouTube wanted to know what's the coolest thing any of you stole from the Raising Hope set.
My biggest regret is that I didn't take anything from the set the last night because I felt bad. And I still think about it all the time that I'm like, I can't believe I don't have anything.
I stole anything.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I said I don't think I stole anything either. I have that oversized license that's in the auction that was given to me by the props department.
I got somewhere I got the picture of Jimmy that he drew himself riding the eagle or whatever it is. Yeah. And I also got all the baby pictures of myself that were on set, which was my parents never gave me those, so it was the only pictures I have of myself as a child.
Oh my God.
That's it. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice to know what I look like.
I loved those pictures of you.
Yeah, I was a little dough ball. It was cute.
A cuddle muffin.
Oh yeah, a tiny little muffin ball.
I usually steal a few things off a set. In fact, in my Zoom right now, I can see right here is the urn for Cloris's dead husband.
Jelly beans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's Wilford's urn right there. So that's one of the items I've stolen.
That's awesome.
Oh man. We had a good time.
I think it's time to say goodnight.
I think it is. But if somebody will be kind enough to donate, I don't know, $500, even if they don't, you know what? I'll sing it anyway.
Close it out.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said, close it out. Bring it
Yeah,
home.
I'm gonna sing it anyway.
Before you
I hope
do
I
that,
remember the words, man. I hope I remember the words.
Todd
Okay.
wants to say something before you start.
I'll play guitar.
Go ahead, Greg.
To point out, like this was either a terrible or a happy mistake. I set up this green screen, being like, oh, I gotta just like hide my crap in my apartment and put a cool picture up there. For whatever reason, the lighting in this room, like the green screen also matches some space back in my apartment. And Frank the doll has been haunting us.
Yeah.
I see
Like
that.
right over my shoulder, like he'll be coming in and out. So I just wanted to point that out and say that if you haven't donated, Frank the doll is going to haunt your dreams forever.
All right.
So, like, get it going. Let's
That's right. And that's a great episode, by the way. And you were awesome in it.
I mean,
yeah.
To this day, it's my favorite thing I think I've done, and that episode itself changed my life. So,
Todd, you're so great in it. You're so great.
So great.
When we did Marlin Call way before Steve Carell.
What's that? Oh yeah, way before Steve Carell.
Yeah,
I'm
before.
frustrated how good you are at a lot of things, Todd. You're a frustratingly good individual, particularly at pickleball. It's astonishing how good pickleball.
I'm so glad pickleball made it into this little event here. Thank you for that, Lucas.
Yeah, man.
Google it, everyone. It's great sport.
I had never. I'm a weird dude. I don't know a lot of stuff, but like, and God, you crushed me at it. You just destroyed. It was humiliating. It was a humiliating.
Well, I mean, you've beat me once or twice. I want to see what Greg's up to now with pickleball. Like, I want to see how good his skills are now.
My father's the one who's the expert on pickleball. I play with him, and he beats me. He went on a pickleball cruise. He went to the Dominican Republic to play pickleball, and in the first round, he knocked into the lady who set the whole thing up and broke her wrist, and she couldn't play. Oh my God! So he's fierce out there. He's fierce.
I didn't even know there was pickleball cruises. I got some catching up to do.
Oh yeah, I'll have him call you. You guys can head out once everybody's vaccinated. You guys can hit the circuit.
I'm in. I'm one vaccine down. Get the next one.
All right.
You love to hear it, Todd. You love to hear it.
Martha, you going to bring us home here?
I am. Did you want to say something? Did you want to say something first?
No, I was just pointing out that Todd wanted to say something. This was an absolute delight. And I will say that, the song you're about to sing is something that I didn't know what the story was going to be in the pilot episode. I knew what the setup was. I knew what the setup for the series was, but I didn't know exactly what the middle of the show was going to be. But I knew the end, they were going to sing this song to the baby. I knew and sometimes when I write, I'll find a song and I'll just write to that. And this song was it came on the radio when I was thinking about the show. And I was just like, oh my God, this is it. And I have to say that I ended up leaving the show early. I was not there for the last season, which was very hard to do. And during that
was great.
What?
That was great. That was great when you did that.
That was a good
thanks a lot
for you guys. But I will say that during that time, if that song came on the radio, I had to immediately turn it off because I couldn't listen to it because I felt so bad that I wasn't there. But tonight I will listen to it and be very happy to do so.
That's really cool. Before we listen to it real quick, I want to say, man, Greg, I'm so glad you wrote that song into the pilot, dude, because I got to meet Kenny Loggins because of it. And
yeah, I did that once I was gone. You brought him in.
We waited. We're like, wait till he's gone.
Greg, he asked if he was like, I'll do it, but as long as he's not there. And we were like, we get it.
We have some beef. We have some long beef.
Yeah, well, I mean, overlooking your infamous and notorious beef with Kenny Loggins, he was on set at least, and I got your side, Greg, on this for sure. But man, what a cool motherfucker! He came and just sang for us, and was just like straight up a cool dude. And that's like, man, that was fucking. I don't know how that could have happened in my life if it wasn't for this show. So that
I saw him shortly after. Well, it was a few years after that, after we were done, on a plane, and I was so excited. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Loggins, I was Bert Chance. I was Bert Chance on the show." He had no memory of it. No memory of me. Nothing.
I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad. I'm glad that I only remember.
He was like Chicago Hope. I don't think I was on that show. I don't think I was. I think you got the wrong guy.
He looked at me like I was a
It's Rick Astley.
Well,
I liked that the cameraman where Kenny Loggins was supposed to stand. He goes, "You stand right here. If you go past this, that's the danger zone."
Yes, that's right. And I remember I took a picture of it too. It was awesome. And I want to give a shout out to I mean, everybody who worked on the show, Dale and guys, name people who are on the show.
Rebecca Asher. Well, Rebecca Asher, Mike Mariano, who took over.
Asher, Mike Mariano, who wrote and show ran the last season.
Jim Jack, Bobby Bowman, so many.
That's right. And the wonderful Alan Kirschenbaum.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna wrap this up with a little song, and I hope you guys will keep donating whatever you can, even if it's the smallest amount. But in the meantime, here we go. I think I looked up the lyrics, so I hope I do okay. People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one. We've just begun. I think I'm gonna have a son. No music. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. Sun is gonna shine above. And even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will be a chain of love. And in the morning when I rise, you bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be all right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. The Tiltify
Martha, that was so amazing, and I'm very proud to tell you you've won a Tony Award. Congratulations.
Oh.
Good night, everyone. You can still buy rewards and donate on the Tiltify page. Thank you all
yeah,
so
my
much.
Jenga thing is still up for sale.
Yep, you can still buy that. You can still buy Greg's hat off his very head. So do that, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you so much, everyone.
And donate. Go buy the merch. Bye.
I love all of you guys. Sorry, Baylie and Rylie, I know you don't remember us, but we love you.
Hi, Baylie. Hi, Rylie.
It's great.
So good to see everyone.
Bye, guys.
Oh.